No one orders me around. Tread lightly. This is more like it. At last. What is it now?
Ready.
Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers.
Ready.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At
Forces
last.
are under attack.
Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last.
Ready.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. At last. Finally. This is more like it.
Ready.
Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. At last. Finally. What is it now? Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last.
Ready.
This is more like it. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last.
Ready.
This is more like it. No one orders me around. At last.
Has no style. Has no grace. This con has one face.
Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine.
Our forces are under
Frostborn
attack.
hungers. Finally. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
Ready.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. At last. Frostborn hungers.
Our forces
No
are
one
under
will-
attack.
This is more like it. What is it now? Frostborn hungers.
Ready.
At last. This is more like it. Finally. At
Dodge
last.
this.
This is more like it.
Know your place.
Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly. Finally.
Ready.
At last. This is more like it.
Our forces are under
hungers.
attack.
At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn hungers. At last.
Dodge this. Ready. Know your place.
Speak, fool. Speak, fool. At last. Finally. Tread lightly. This is more like it. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers.
Dodge this.
At last.
Not enough now.
Frostborn hungers.
Not enough now.
Finally.
Ready.
This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. This is more
Dodge
like
this.
At last.
Know your place.
Frostborn hungers. Finally. What is it now? At last. This is more like it. Finally. For the Lich King. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers.
Ready.
At last. Finally. This is more like it. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers.
Dodge this.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it.
Ready.
Frostmourne hungers. At last.
Our
This is
forces
more
are under attack.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Dodge this.
This is more like it. Your pain.
Know your place. Ready.
Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more
Our forces are under attack.
finally. At last. Finally.
Ready.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Speak, fool.
Ready.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it.
Ready. Dodge this. Know your place. I fear not death. I've already seen hell.
What is it now? Frostmourne hungers.
Can I help you?
Finally. At last.
Our forces are under attack.
At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Finally. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. At last. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers.
Ready.
Frostmourne hungers. This
Dodge this. Know your place.
At
Our
last.
forces are under attack.
Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around.
Our forces are under attack.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. This is more like it.
Ready.
At last. Frostmourne hungers. At last.
Take this. Take this. Take this.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Finally.
Take this.
This is more like it. At last.
Ready.
Forces are under attack.
Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally.
Dodge this. Know your place.
At last. Finally. This is more like
Wait. The time is right. Ready.
At last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers.
I'm gonna take you down.
Dodge this. Know your place.
No one. Frostmourne.
I fear not death. I've already seen hell.
Speak, fool. Now.
Ready.
This is more like it. Famous coward. At last. Finally.
Dodge this.
This is
Know your place.
at last.
Wait. The time is right.
Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? Tread lightly. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Ready.
Frostmourne
Dodge this. Know your place.
at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Ready. Wait. The time is
At
right.
last. Frostmourne.
Dodge this.
This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Take this.
At
I'll
last.
smash the core to nothing. Ready.
Frostmourne hungers.
Dodge this. Know your place.
At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. No one orders me around. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. Speak, fool. Finally. What is it now? Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. At last.
Forces are under attack.
This is more like
Dodge
it.
this. The time is right. Know you're ready.
At last. Finally. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers. At last. Now, Frostborn. This is more like it. Frostborn.
Dodge this. Know your place.
This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally.
You're
Ready?
This is more like it. Frostborn
Our
hungers.
forces are under attack.
At last.
Dodge this. Know your place.
Hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn
Dodge
hungers.
this.
Take this.
Finally.
Take
Frostborn
this.
hungers. Finally.
Take this.
No one orders me.
Take this.
Ready?
Last.
Wait. The time is right.
At last, this is more like it. Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. At last, Frostborn hungers. Finally. What is it now? Tread lightly. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally. At last.
Our forces are
this
under
is more
attack.
like it. Finally. Frostborn
Dodge
hungers.
this.
At last. Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Faithless coward. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. You will end this torment. This is more like it.
Dodge
At
this.
last. Frostborn hungers. This is
Know
more
your
like
place.
Inventory is full.
At last. Finally. At last.
Ready?
Hungers. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Tread lightly. I'll make sure you suffer. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers.
Ready? Dodge this. Know your place. The time is right.
Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Our forces are under
At
attack.
last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally. What is it? At last. At
Dodge
last.
this. Know your place.
Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn hungers.
Take this.
At
Take
last.
this.
Ready?
Take this. Take this. Take this.
No one. This is
Inventory is full.
finally. At last. Frostborn
Take this.
hungers. Finally. Tread lightly. No one orders me.
Our forces are under attack.
Finally. At last.
Dodge this. Ready?
This is more like it. What is it now? Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Take this.
Finally. Speak, fool.
Take this.
Dodge this. Know your place. Wait.
Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally.
Our forces are under attack.
Tread lightly. At last. Frostborn hungers.
Take this.
This is more like it. At last.
Dodge this. Never be a memory.
This is more like it.
Take this. Take this.
Wait.
At last.
Take
The
this.
time is right.
Take this.
Dodge this. Know your place. Smash ready. Nothing.
At last. This
Take
is
this.
What is it now? Fine.
Dodge this. Ready. Know your place.
No one will sneak around.
Our forces are under attack.
Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. No one will sneak around. At last. Finally. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally.
I'm gonna take you down.
Ready.
Forces are under attack.
Dodge this.
Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn
I'm gonna take you down.
I'll smash the core. Nothing.
Our forces are under attack. Everything.
last.
Ready. The time is right.
What is it? Fine.
Dodge this.
This is
Know your
Frostborn
place.
hungers. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Ready.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Speak, fool. At last. Frostborn hungers.
Dodge this. Know your place.
Tread lightly. This is more like it.
Take this.
At
Take
last.
this.
Frostborn hungers. Finally.
Our forces are under attack.
At last.
Dodge this. Know your place. Ready. Wait. The time is right.
Take this. Take this. Take this. Take this.
At last.
I will never be a memory. I'll smash the ready. Dodge this. Know your place.
Take this. Take this. Take this.
Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like
Dodge the ready. Know your place.
Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more
Our
like
forces are under attack.
At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it. Finally.
Dodge this.
Take your time. Look around.
Speak, fool. At last. Frostborn
Ready.
hungers. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally.
Dodge this. The time is right. Ready. Know your place. I'll smash the core. Nothing ever be a memory.
At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally.
Dodge this. Ready. Know your place.
Finally.
Take this. Betrayed parents. Take this.
At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers.
Dodge this. Know your place.
Forces are under attack. Take this.
Ready. Wait. The time is right.
Frostborn hungers. At last, finally. This is more like it. At last. No one orders me around.
Dodge this.
Take this.
Finally.
Know your
Frostborn
place.
Hungers. This is more like it. At last, finally.
Ready.
Hungers. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally. At last.
Dodge this. Know your place.
At last.
I'll smash the core to nothing. I will
this.
never be a memory.
This is more like it. Frostborn.
Take this.
Dodge this.
Take this.
Know your
Take
place.
At last.
Take this. Take
Tread
this.
lightly. This
Take this.
Wait. The time is right.
Frostborn hungers.
Ready.
At last. Speak.
Take this.
Frostborn.
Take this.
Finally.
Take this. Take this.
Dodge
Take
this.
this.
Know your place.
At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. What is it now? At last.
Our forces
Frostborn hungers.
Dodge this.
Finally.
Know your place.
At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Ready.
Finally. Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly.
Our forces are under attack.
This is more like it. At last. Finally.
Dodge this. Know your place.
This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Finally.
Ready.
At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Speak. Take your time. Look around. Tread lightly. Finally.
Ready.
Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally.
Dodge
Frostborn
this.
hungers. What is it now?
Our forces are under attack.
At last. Finally. This is more like it. No one orders me around. What is it now? Frostborn hunger.
Dodge this.
At
Know
last.
your place.
Speak. Frostborn
Our
hunger.
forces are under attack.
This is more like it. Frostborn
Ready.
Finally.
Dodge
at
this.
last. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. For the written notice.
Ready.
At last.
Wait.
Take this.
No one orders me around.
Dodge this. Know your place.
Finally.
Our forces are under attack.
I'll smash the core to nothing.
Frostborn hungers.
Ready.
At last, finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. At
Inventory is
last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. This is more
I'm gonna
like it.
take you down.
Finally.
Ready.
Frostborn
Our
hungers.
forces are under
Frostborn
attack.
hungers. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. No one. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn
Take
hungers.
this. Take this. Take this. Take this. Take this.
The time is right.
This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. Finally.
Forces are under attack.
Finally. At last.
Dodge this.
This is more
Know your place.
finally.
Ready?
This is more like it.
Our forces are under attack.
Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers. Speak for your at last. At last.
Our
This is more
forces are under attack. I'm gonna take you down.
finally. Frostborn. At last.
Dodge this. Know your place. The time is right. Ready?
At last. Finally.
Your pain.
I will never be a memory. I'll smash the core of nothing. Dodge this.
Frostborn hungers.
Know your place.
No one orders me around.
Ready?
Finally. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. At last. No
Inventory
one
is
orders me around.
Hello.
What is it now? Finally. Finally.
Dodge
At
this.
last. This is more like it.
Know your place.
Frostborn hungers.
Our forces
This is
are under attack.
Tread lightly. Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like
Ready?
This is more like
Dodge this. The time is right. Know your place.
Frostborn hungers.
Everything!
This is
Forces are under attack.
tread lightly. Frostborn.
Ready?
Finally.
Never a memory. Ready? Dodge this. The time is right.
What is it now? Finally. Frostborn.
Dodge this.
No one orders me around. Speak, fool. At last. Oh,
Ready?
finally.
Dodge this.
No one orders me around. At last.
Our forces are under attack.
This is what Frostborn hungers. No one orders me around. Finally.
Dodge this.
At last. What is it now? Frostborn hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly.
Ready? I'll smash the core. Never wait. The time is right.
At last.
Dodge this.
At last.
Know your place.
This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally.
Ready?
Finally. Frostborn
Dodge this.
At last.
Know your place.
This is more like it. At
Our
last.
forces are under
Frostborn
attack.
hungers. Finally.
Wait.
Speak.
The time is right.
Hungers. This is more like it.
Ready? Dodge this. Know your place.
Last. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. This is more like it. What is it now? Tread lightly. At last.
Ready?
Our forces are under
Tread
attack.
lightly.
Dodge this. Know your place.
I'll smash the core to nothing.
Finally. Speak, fool. What is it now? At last. This is more. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers.
Take this.
No one orders me.
Take this. Take this.
Our forces are under attack.
Take this.
Frostborn hungers.
Take this.
Wait, the time is right.
Dodge this.
I'll smash the core.
Know your place.
Never be a memory.
Frostborn hungers.
Dodge this.
This is more like it. Tread lightly. At last. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers.
Dodge
last.
this.
This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn
Know your
hungers.
place.
At last. Frostborn.
Ready?
Forces are under attack.
This is more like it. Finally. Finally. Faithless coward. No one orders me around.
Take this.
Dodge this.
Last.
Know your place.
Hungers. This is more like it.
Our forces are under
Take
attack.
this.
Finally. Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers. At last. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostborn
Our
hungers.
forces are under attack.
Speak, fool. This is more like it. At last.
Dodge this.
Finally. This is more
Know your place.
Frostborn hungers. At last. At last. Finally. Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
Dodge this.
This is more like it. Finally. At last. At
Ready?
Wait, the time is right. I'll smash the core to
This
nothing.
is more like it. At last. Finally.
Don't lose. Give me your best.
What is it? This is more like it.
Dodge this.
Frostborn hungers.
Know your place.
This is more like it. No one orders me around.
Ready?
At last. For the Lich King. Finally. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it.
Dodge this.
Frostborn hungers. Finally.
Can I help you?
Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Finally.
Take this.
Dodge this. Ready? Know your place.
Frostborn hungers. What is it now? Tread lightly. Finally. No one orders me around. Frostborn hungers. What is it now? At last. This is more
Take this.
Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Frostborn
Our
hungers.
forces are under attack.
This is more like it. Tread lightly. At last. No one orders me around.
Dodge this.
Frostmourne hungers.
Know
This is
your
more
place.
like it. Finally.
Our forces are under attack.
Speak, fool. At last. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. This is more like it. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last.
Forces are under attack.
What is it? At last.
Dodge this. Know your place.
This is more like it. At last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne.
Take this. Take
At
this.
last.
Dodge this.
Give me your best.
This is more Frostmourne This is
I'm gonna take you down.
Take this.
Dodge this. Know your place.
The time is right.